on to the third little video in the series. So I just talked about human collective trauma and everything like that, and how not to disappear. So the worst thing of this dream, as I'm picking up, like what the world is going through and everything that is being pushed upon you and all this agenda stuff, all of this stuff, okay, there is a reason why you don't feel so good, So for example, like COVID, okay, I've had it like 3 times already. Like I caught it several times, and it's been just 3 or 4 days of absolute garbage, and then it was okay. Like the thing is, okay, we have to stop making more messes. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about how I have been preparing and how I've been coping with anything here. I've had malaria, I've had dengue, I had HIV once, I did, and now I don't, So like that's the thing, it's like you don't have to, I shouldn't speak, this should be like a special video alone, like a little mystery of what is HIV. One day when I have the guts, I will help you with that. Sorry, blushing a little. Okay, so the thing about all of these programs and codes and messes, and we think is something upon us, okay? Clean yourself up. So like the first thing I do, okay, if I ever have anything, okay, it's because there is a gathering, there's so much mind, there's so much in the body, there's so much in my stomach. Usually when I don't feel very good, I have so much crap going on everywhere, so that's the thing. Previous video should probably explain why, I should connect the dots, like why we're messy people, why we're crazy, why we're hoarders, why we're hookers, why we are edgy, why we are sad, why we got personality disorders, why we've got addiction and crime. We are like a sad nation, we are sad presence here. But there is another way to do it. Okay, so now that you are you, and I hope you've got yourself kind of together, you no longer question, why am I so scared? Why am I so angry? Why do I have so many problems? Think of it as a global therapy that we're going through. And what you should maybe consider, and I've talked about this for I seriously have been talking about this for the last 4 years. Like, clean your life up. And also sometimes, it's ridiculous. I get people getting readings, and I will actually volunteer to take maybe about 2 or 3 pages, and I'll talk to them about how to clean their gut. Okay, I'll talk to them about how to not eat bad things, and how to make sure the kitchen is clean and the fridge doesn't have anything wrong in it, and how to put their things together. So the first thing I got to tell you guys, imagine how we were designed and how we lived in caves, okay, and how we were nomads for a long time. So imagine the things that a person would have on person. So imagine if we are looking at, the first steps of our civilization, or what used to be them before us. We just were walkers. We just walked around, so we walk. That's a beautiful human thing. We walk around, okay? And we migrate because the seasons changed. And once there was no seasons, there was just winter. And some places, again, they're not these people anymore, but before, if we look at the really ancient humans, like before humans there were other species. They just had weird ways of looking at things and doing things as well, but they only had summer, so before the everlasting winter we had the big summer. Okay, so it's not that confusing. We've seen a lot. Our eyes remember probably everything, so that's the thing. We have to basically be okay with the way that we are, okay, right now, because we don't really want to understand this or know this, but there's only one way. We have to perceive, look, learn, study, and that's it, and go. We can't really keep a house. Fuck, that's really crazy, I'm sorry. That's really scary. We can't keep a house. Yeah, so we look at our design, at our microbiology and how it still works, it's back, say, seriously, 70,000 years ago, how we still growing, how we still evolving. And that's, look and see, wow, look at this, look at that, and then we go. So we basically have a simple job here. We are observing, so we're walking around, we're looking around, we're learning a little bit. Oh wow, we're curious things. We are very curious, and then we move on. So that's our thing, that's our territory. the only territory we actually truly have is inside our brains. That's the map, that's the way. So like a lot of people meditate, or they just sit there in hammocks thinking, I'm one of those people. And the reason is because maybe I don't feel very safe going anywhere outside these days. So I just like sit in my bed or sit somewhere and I explore the territories inside of my brain, and they make me very smart. So sometimes it's that. Sometimes your territory might be art or music. Sometimes it's a game of chess. Sometimes it's the body of another person. Sometimes, I don't know, tantra, whatever you think you like. Territories. I want to tell you a little bit about the heaviness that I feel. Okay, also as a woman, not feeling safe and not knowing what that is, because we don't really have the safety of just one plane anymore. There are lots of people with different agendas and ideas pushing us each way, and also we are very sensitive creatures. Even though you might not consider yourself to be, you might sleep through the worst fight next door, but in our psyche there are lots of portals closing and opening. And that's it. We are actually meant to be very sensitive, and our ears and eyes and taste buds and nose, they're meant to be very sensitive things. We're very sensitive because we want to live, we want to survive, we want to get through. And not a lot of people are very sensitive these days because they've become mechanized, and that's because they eat a lot of pork. They watch a lot of garbage, they think about themselves only, they go on loops, and that's because their territories. That's why we are so shitty these days. Are so simple, and they're so inside, and they just basically become the house. It's like, I don't feel safe here. I don't feel safe over there. I'm just going to sit at home. Like, I'm going to sit at home, have my kids, and read my prayer book, and that's it. So why do we have hoarders? Why do we have sleepers? People that never leave the house. Why do we also have people that just like to collect all sorts of junk? Now, I'm going to tell you, when I get a client, sometimes I get a client that is surviving through that. So like they have interests, they have beliefs, and I help them reinforce that. Depending, so if a person is on that level of connection, ideology, like they just love stuff. Okay, like I'm going to show you this little thing here. Like I got, like, I only have one necklace. Okay, this is my little necklace. Okay, I got it in Pisac in the Sacred Valley. It's just a little seed. Okay, this little thing here. Okay, people love this stuff. But you see, like, if you can imagine, back in the Ice Ages, Bronze Ages, back even in the Middle Ages, people just had like, I just got this and that's that. That's that. And then I walk, and then I do whatever I want, and then I have to hide somewhere. I go to hire a place, a cabin or something. People just like to be here. They just like to see it. But before they used to just like find a cave or like hide in a tree. Like people used to live really, really basically, or they used to build yurts. They used to carry, their materials, like certain materials, and some of them they had to make a cabin from scratch. Imagine just having a hatchet and then just having to make a cabin wherever you are. So that's where people were from. That's how Vikings lived for ages before they became an organized culture. So that's the thing. It's like, it's not just about, people like in the Middle East, it's not just about the American Indians who were actually previously Siberians, and Asians, this was like in many cultures. So I would like to return you. I'm going to try to guide you through this. If you like, you could close your eyes. It's not really a meditation. I'm just trying to like break through that little shell over there. So like, imagine, okay, like how we used to be. I think that you probably all remember, like there were so many thousands of years back in that living space, and now we have stuff, like we have little trinkets on the walls, we got like our little lamps and our lampshades, we got our, like, seriously, how big is your wardrobe? Like we got like, I don't know, like 3 pairs of this and 5 pairs of that, and all I can tell you is that we were not designed to hoard shit. And we aren't able to retain it, and we can't keep on making it, we can't keep on buying it and making money to support it. So that's the thing. Also class system and culture, and how to find comfort with another, what makes people want to fit in and what makes a conformist. I will talk about this a little bit later on, as we are going to talk about the V's and everything like that and all the things. But like one thing that I'd like to just basically carry on through in this particular segment is that we are not sure on how to live simply because our lifestyle doesn't help our biology. Our biology doesn't know what to do. It's like we are becoming bad people because we have aggression, but we don't have any way of displaying it. We want to go exploring, foraging, but we live in a town. We rarely go outside. If we want to keep fit or keep having fun, we got to join the gym. We got to make a business to make money. We can't just go fishing in the river. So we have to understand that the ideal natural state of a body, of a human, of a psyche, of all of this has been far erased. It has been eroded. And also we don't have safety. So I'm going to tell you about safety and numbers and compartmentalizations and governments in the next video. So at this point I'm going to call it on this video, and I will see you in the next one soon.